Good morning, boys and girls. We're going to work on some problem solving, telling time, using time intervals. We need to learn, that you can use a number line when you tell time. Now, you need a starting time and an ending time. And then when you have these other times in between, 15 minutes, 60 minutes, you can figure out when you started, when you ended, and you can do that by using a number line. So that's what we're going to work on a little bit today. We're on lesson 10.5. It's page 585 in your math workbooks. So turn to 585 in your math workbooks, and you will need a pencil. First, we're going to read this problem and unlock it and see what kind of information we need, and then we're going to go to some different pages. Okay, so we are going to read about Zach and his family first. Let me make it a little bit bigger. It says, Zach and his family are going to New York City. Their airplane leaves at 9:15 a.m. Now, a.m. we know is morning. They need to arrive at the airport 60 minutes before their flight. It takes 15 minutes to get to the airport. The family needs 30 minutes to get ready to leave. Now, here's our question, what we need to find. At what time should Zach's family start getting ready? Because of all this time that we've underlined here, has to be accounted for. At what time should Zach's family start getting ready? Okay, so I need to find what time Zach's family should start getting ready. And you know it's important when you have to get ready for school or get ready for church or things that you have to do in life to know how to tell time when you need to get started, what time you need to be there, how long you will be there. These things are important in life. So for us, we need to find what time Zach's family should start getting ready. Okay? What information do I need to use from up here in our story, in our word problem? Well, it says we need to use the time the airplane leaves. And we have that up here. The airplane leaves at 9:15 a.m. Okay, at the airport. So the time the airplane leaves. We need to know the time the family needs to arrive at the airport. Okay, and then we need to use the time it takes to get to the airport and the time the family needs to get ready. Okay, so how will I use the information? I will use a number line to find the answer. So this is one way to do it that we're going to work on today. To use a number line to find the answer. Solve our problem. It says find 9:15 on the number line. So 9:15 is here. 9:15 is at the end of the number line. You notice that? 9:15 is right here at the end of the number line. It's not at the beginning because 9:15 is when the plane will leave. Okay? So then we're going to draw jumps to show time. We're going to count back 60 minutes to find the time they need to arrive at the airport. Because it said they need to arrive at the airport 60 minutes before the flight. If the flight is at 9:15, we're going to go back 60 minutes. So we're going to put minus 60 minutes. Now we know that there's 60 minutes in an hour. So if you go back an hour, from 9:15, go back an hour, go back 60 minutes, the time would be 8:15. And we are in the AM. Okay, but we're not done yet. Because then we still have to count back 15 minutes to find the time they need to leave for the airport. So we have to count back 15 minutes to find the time they need to leave for the airport. Because it told us up here it takes 15 minutes to get to the airport from wherever they live. So now we have to go back 15 minutes. So we're going to minus 15 minutes. So if you take 15 minutes away from the 8 o'clock, or away from the 8:15, it'll be 8 o'clock. So we're at 9:15, go back 60 minutes, go back an hour, It's 8:15. Go back 15 minutes, it's 8 o'clock. So we're at 8 o'clock. Now we need to minus the 30 minutes, count back the 30 minutes to find the time they need to start getting ready. So if it's 8 o'clock a.m., we'll go back 30 minutes. So 30 minutes before 8 o'clock a.m., 7:30. Okay, so the family needs to start getting ready at 7:30 a.m. Pull that up where you can see all of it. So we used the number line. That was the strategy we used today. We used the number line. We knew the time that the plane would leave, and then we had to go backwards. And the different things we're going to do. The hour it takes to get, the hour you have to be there before it leaves. 15 minutes it takes to get there. Go back the 30 minutes that they need to get ready. Then we go back to find out when they need to start getting ready, which is 7:30 a.m. Okay, boys and girls, that's page 585. We're going to skip over 586 for today. So you don't have to go to page 586. We're going to skip over page 586. And we're going to go ahead and look at page 587. So we've got 585. We're going to go to page 587. 587 in your math workbooks. Skip 586 for this lesson. Go to 587. So 587 looks like this. Okay. We have some, it says share and show at the top. So on your page it will be in red, share and show. Here's some more time problems for us to solve. Patty went to the shopping mall at 11:30 a.m. and we know 11:30 a.m. is in the morning before noon. Patty went to the shopping mall at 11:30 a.m. She shopped for 25 minutes. Important times there. She spent 40 minutes eating lunch. Then she met a friend at a movie. What time did Patty meet her friend? So first, to begin with, we're going to start with the 11:30 a.m. Okay, so 11:30 a.m. So on our number line down here, we have 11:30 a.m. Okay, so at 11:30 a.m. she goes to the mall. Then she shopped for 25 minutes. So we have to add the 25 minutes that she shopped. So we're going to do plus 25 minutes. So if you add the 25 minutes to 11:30, so you'd have 11:30 and add the 25 minutes, you're going to have 11:55. So it'll be 11:55 a.m. Now, it's easy to work with hours. So what I would do then, if you're at 11:55 a.m., I would add 5 minutes to that to make it noon. Okay, so now it's noon. Now, it says, we did the 25 minutes, it says she spent 40 minutes eating lunch. Well, we took 5 minutes away from that to make it noon. So we've got another 35 minutes that she spent eating lunch. So another 35 minutes that she spent eating lunch. So if you have 12 noon and add 35 minutes to it, you're going to have 12:35 is when she's done eating lunch, because then she's going to meet a friend for a movie. Now the one thing you need to notice is it's changed. After noon it becomes p.m. So Patty met her friend at 12:35 p.m. It's now p.m. Okay, now I forgot to fill this in up here. I apologize. You begin with 11:30 on the number line, then count. We had to count the 25 minutes that's up here and the 40 minutes that's up here. And I tend to abbreviate minutes like this. MIN for me equals minutes. So when you see that, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, let's look at 2 and 3. It says, what if Patty goes to the mall at 11:30 a.m. and meets a friend at a movie at 1:15 p.m.? Patty wants to shop and have 45 minutes for lunch before meeting her friend. How much time can she spend shopping? Okay, well, if that happens, we would have to draw. Mine's not going to be the best, but you just do the best you can. That's all you can ever do. We're going to draw our number line. Okay, so it says she would want to go at 11:30. So we have the 11:30. And she doesn't want to meet the friend from the movie till 1:15 p.m. So the 1:15 p.m. is going to be here. And she wants to have 45 minutes for lunch. And then she wants to shop. So how much time is she going to have to shop? Well, if we go from 11:30, take our 45 minutes to shop. If we do 30 minutes, or 45 minutes for lunch, if we do 30 minutes of that 45, it's going to be 12. Okay. And actually, if we do another 30 minutes, then we need another 15 minutes to make it the 45 minutes. So let's do another 15 minutes, because that's going to, 15, 30 and 15 is 45. So there's our 45 minutes from right here. Okay, so that would be 12:15. Okay, so Patty's going to leave at 11:30. Her lunch is going to be a 45-minute lunch, so we've covered that. She's not going to meet her friend until 1:15. So after she leaves and has lunch, it's only going to be 12:15. So how long would she have to shop? That's what our question is asking. How much time can she shop? Well, from right here, from 12:15 to 1:15, do you know what that is, boys and girls? I'm sure you're saying it. Yeah, that's 1 hour. That is 1 hour. So she would have this whole time right here. I'm going to do it with a different color maybe. She would have from this 12:15 to 1:15. This is the time she has to shop. Okay, and that time right there is 1 hour. And 1 hour equals 60 minutes. So she would have 1 hour, or you could say she would have 60 minutes to shop. Okay. All right, let's look at number 3. It says Avery got on the bus at 1:15 p.m. The trip took 90 minutes. Then she walked for 32 minutes to get home. At what time did Avery get home? Okay, so when did she start? Well, she got on the bus at 1:10 p.m. That's my number line. She starts at 1:10 p.m. That's when she gets on the bus. Okay, the trip took 90 minutes. Well, let's do an hour. We know is 60 minutes. So in an hour, if you add 1 hour to 1:10, it's going to be 2:10. Okay, but it took 90 minutes. 60 minutes is only part of that 90 minutes. So if you add another 30 minutes, that's your 90 minutes, because 60 plus 30 is 90. So she got on the bus at 1:15. The trip took 90 minutes. So we have 60 and 30. We have our 90 minutes there. So if it's 2:10 and you add 30 minutes to that, it'll be 2:40. All right, and then she walked for 30 minutes to get home. So let's add another 30 minutes. Okay, when we add another 30 minutes to that, it's going to be 3:10. And then we have the 2 minutes. So we add 2 more minutes. She'll get home at 3:12 p.m. 3:12 p.m. is when she'll get home. Okay, you can go ahead and cross out number 4. We're not going to do that one right now. All right, boys and girls, make sure you have that all filled in. I have one other page I'm going to work with you on, showing you some examples for problem solving with time intervals. I have 4 problems I'm going to show you before you do some on your own. Okay, so before you do some on your own. So right now we're not going to do 588. Just want you to do this with me. If you're at home or you're at school, you can get a piece of paper and make your own timeline like this. And if you do it with a dry erase marker, of course, you can erase it and start over when you do a new problem. But we're going to look at some of these extra problems that I have here to continue to try to help you to understand how to do this. Okay, boys and girls? So we're looking at problem number 1. It says, Mrs. Harriger wants to meet her family at the zoo. Before leaving, she does chores for 60 minutes. She eats lunch for 10 minutes. It takes her 15 minutes to drive to the zoo. If Mrs. Harriger starts her chores at 11:15, what time does she meet her family at the zoo? Well, Mrs. Harriger wants to meet her family at the zoo. Before leaving, she does chores for 60 minutes. She eats lunch for 10 minutes. Takes 15 minutes to drive to the zoo. Mrs. Harriger starts her chores at 11:15. So we're going to start chores at 11:15 a.m. What time does she meet her family at the zoo? Her chores take 60 minutes. So 60 minutes is an hour. So if we're starting at 11:30 a.m., we're going to go 60 minutes. So you're 11:30 a.m., you're going to add 60 minutes. It's going to be 12:30. But it'll be p.m. now because remember after 12 noon it becomes p.m. Okay, so then she eats lunch for 10 minutes. So we have to add the 10 minutes that she eats lunch. So 12:30 plus 10 minutes is going to be 12:40 p.m. Takes 15 minutes to drive to the zoo. So you have 12:40 p.m. plus the 15 minutes to go to the zoo. Add 15 minutes to 12:40. It's going to be 12:55 p.m. when Mrs. Harriger gets to the zoo to meet her family. So 12:55 p.m. when Mrs. Harriger gets to the zoo to meet her family. If you have to, sometimes if you have the same hour, you can add up the times. You're adding minutes this way. It was at 12:40 and I added 15 minutes. It helps me get my 12:55. You can only do that if you have the same hour, and you have to be careful because if you go into over 60, because there's only 60 minutes in an hour. But you can do something like that if that helps you get that final time. Okay, let's do one more on this page. Okay, number 2. It says, Katie practiced the trumpet for 30 minutes. She ate an ice cream for 5 minutes. Next, she watched a show for 30 minutes until 7:30 p.m. At what time did she start practicing? So it's given us an ending time. But what time did she start practicing? Well, let's go back here and make a timeline. Okay. At what time did she start? She practices and then watch the show until 7:30. So you're at 7:30 p.m. right here. We're going to go backwards. We know because we know when she stopped. At what time did she start? It's what we need down here. She watched the show for 30 minutes, so we have to go back, get a minus the 30 minutes. She watched the show. Okay, so 7:30, you're going to take away the 30 minutes. It would be 7. Then she ate ice cream for 5 minutes. So if you're going to take 5 minutes away from 7, you're going to go back 5 minutes. it would be 6:55. So we're at 6:55, and we're in the PM. Okay, and then she practiced the trumpet for 30 minutes. So we have to take and go back 30 minutes. We're going to minus the 30 minutes. We should be able to take the 6:55 minus the 30 minutes, only because we're within the same hour. We're going to go back to 6:25 p.m. That's the time she started. Okay, that's the time she started. So she started at 6:25 p.m. Okay, I hope this is making sense to you, boys and girls. I hope it's making good sense to you. Okay, alright, so we're going to go back now and look at one more page. We did 587. And let me look at one more thing here. We did 585. Okay, we did 585. We skipped 586. We did 587. Remember, we did 587. We're going to do one more together. We're going to do 588. So I want you to look at this. This is page 588. I apologize, my copy isn't the best, but I'm going to read it to you. It says, Jamal spent 60 minutes using the computer. He spent a half hour of the time playing games and the rest of the time researching his report. How many minutes did Jamal spend researching his report? Okay, he spent 60 minutes using the computer. A half hour of that time he was playing games. The rest of the time he was researching the report. So how much time did he spend researching the report? Well, boys and girls, think about that. You've got 60 minutes, half an hour playing games. Well, half an hour is 30. So if you take 60 minutes minus that 30 minutes, you have 30 minutes left that he did his report. So he spent 30 minutes doing research for his report. Okay, now look at number 6. It says, when Caleb got home from school, he worked on his science project for 20 minutes. Then he studied for a test for 30 minutes. So we've got some important things here we have. He got home from school, he worked on a science project for 20 minutes, studied for the test 30 minutes. He finished at 4:35 p.m. What time did Caleb get home from school? So it's telling us, I'm going to draw my number line here. I'm going to grab a pencil in case I have to erase. It's telling us that he finished at 4:35 p.m. So we know when he finished, we're going to count backwards to see what time he got home when all this started. So we're going to go back 30 minutes, because up here it shows us 30 minutes that he studied for his test. So go back 30 minutes. If you minus that 30 minutes, you're going to get to 4 o'clock. Okay. Then for 20 minutes he worked on his school project. Well, if you take, oh, I apologize. It should be, see, I always have to check my work. It's not 4 o'clock, it's 4:05. So fix your paper if you have to. At 4:35 was when he was finished. Take off 30 minutes, you're at 4:05, 5 minutes after 4, okay? And then 20 minutes, he studied for a science project. So I'm going to go back 20 minutes. If you have a clock, you can use that to help you count back 20 minutes. So I'm going to go back minus 20 minutes. And 20 minutes off of 4:05 would be, let me think, 3:45. We're in the PM. So we got home 3:45 p.m. Okay, we got a couple more problems to do together, and then you're going to work on some on your own. We look at number 7. It says Miguel played video games each day for a week. On Monday, he scored 83 points. His score went up 5 points each day. So each day, 5 plus another 5 plus another 5. Keep going. On what day did Miguel score 103 points? Explain how you found your answer. Well, let me see what we have here to work with. On Monday, he scored 83 points. So this is Monday. Okay. Then he scored 5 points each day till he got to 103. So on Tuesday, another 5 points. He's at 88 points. On Wednesday, another 5 points. He's at 93 points. But we have to get to what? We have to get to 103 points. So we're not there yet. Okay, so that was on Thursday, another 5 points. So now he's at 98 points. 5 points a day, so add another 5. Another 5. Okay, looks like on Friday, he got to the 103 points that we're looking for. So, on what day? It's asking us on what day, so we have to say what day did Miguel score the 103 points. Okay, so on Friday, he got to the 103 points. So on Friday, he got to the 103 points. Okay, and then it wants to explain how we found the answer. Well, we added 5 until we got the sum of 103. We added 5 each day until we got the sum of 103. Okay? That one made you think. That one made you think, boys and girls. It's very doable. Okay, and see how I have to write all my work out? I just have to write everything out to help me get the correct answer. We have one more Think Smarter problem to do, number 8, and then you're going to do some work on your own. Okay? So, number 8, Think Smarter says, when Laura arrived at the library, she spent 40 minutes reading a book. Then she spent 15 minutes reading a magazine. She left the library at 4:15 p.m. Okay, circle the time that makes this sentence true. Laura arrived at the library at. Well, we have to figure it out because it doesn't tell us. I'm going to draw a little number line here. And we know that she left the library at 4:15. So that would be the ending time, 4:15 p.m. Okay? Now, she spent 15 minutes reading a magazine, so we're going to go back 15 minutes. We're going to minus the 15 minutes she spent reading the magazine. So we're at 4:15 minus the 15 minutes, we're at 4 o'clock. Okay? Then she spent 40 minutes reading a book. So we have to take 40 minutes from that 4 o'clock. We have to go back. It's 4 o'clock. We're going to go backwards. We're going to minus 40 minutes that she spent reading the book. So if you're at 4 o'clock and you're going to go back 30 minutes, you'd be at 3:30. Okay, and go back another 10, then you would be at 3:20. So what time did Laura arrive at the library? She arrived at 3:20 p.m. 3:20 p.m. Okay, boys and girls, so we did several things together. I'll go over it real quick. We did 585 together. We skipped 586 for today. We did 587 together. I did a couple extra problems for you that weren't in your book. And then we went back and did 588 together. Now, you're going to work on a couple pages by yourself. You're going to work on pages 589 and 590 by yourself. And you can use the strategy we used there, making that number line. Remember, if you have an ending time, you start at the end. If you have a beginning time, you start over here at the beginning of your number line. Okay? Do 589, 590, boys and girls. Thank you, and have a great day.